fam, it's the Living Fruit on YouTube and it's Wednesday, the penultimate day of VLUNE. Hurrah! So what's it like vlogging every day for a month? Well, sometimes you just switch on the camera and you have very little idea of where you're going to be taking this. Okay, so let's think about the peak and the pit of vlogging every day for a month. The pit is the lack of sleep. Like an early night for me is 2 AM. And when I had to work in the morning, I couldn't be pulling all-nighters. Sometimes 3 AM because like you're editing. And funnily enough, like these are the easier videos to edit because I just edit out my ums, ahs and my do you know what I means. But when I just vlog my day and I'm just going about my day and I kind of don't know what the story's going to be until I sit down to edit, they take the longest to edit. The longest edit of all of these 26 videos has been African head wrap. That took about 5 hours to edit. It was the weekend, so I could sleep in the Sunday. And then also when you're putting titles in as well, and I'm quite particular, you know, I keep an eye out for typos, even though there have been a couple. I just like everything in the right place and good spacing and all that sort of stuff. So it can take a while, and I've always like wondered, oh my god, how do daily vloggers do it? How they do it is they just don't sleep, and that's why they're always going for a coffee. The peak is when you see one of one on the internet browser, because that means that it's uploaded, and then you know you wait to hear back from anybody. It's kind of like when you pick up the phone to call someone, then someone answers, hi, it's kind of like that. And then conversation happens in the comments. So the peak is definitely when it's finally uploaded. And even though I have got some comments to catch up on, if someone writes a long comment, I just feel like I can't just write thanks. Do you know what I mean? I think engage in a bit of conversation. So I will catch up on those comments if I haven't answered your comment yet. I feel like I've challenged myself. This has challenged me, this 30 days, this 26 days, because I've had a conversation about racism on a public platform, which came about through Brexit and Jesse Williams' speech. And you know, that for me is really pushing myself out there. One thing I want to say about the Jesse Williams speech, there's kind of two camps, because there's suspicion about why did he say it when he said it, BET's owned by Viacom, it's an agenda, can we trust it? And then there are the kind of positive people that took the positives from it as well. So I mean, I would just say, you know, just don't let that split the camp. If it is something that has been put out there to distract, then it's doing its job if we fight about it. I was watching this video and this man was just slating women. You know, just talking about women and hair weaves and how we raise our children, and it's like, how did he get from the Jesse Williams speech to this? I think, you know, some people just use it as an opportunity to badmouth that which they cannot deal with in themselves anyway. Point is, you know, don't let it mash up the camp, basically. And when you put yourself out there on the internet, you get trolled. You get trolled. I've been called and by my name, you know, which kind of makes me regret having my name on the internet. But then there's a side of me that's like, well, they know anyway. I've been called the living dumbass. That was on the argument that I was having about being called racist, and the person said that calls everyone's racist and I'm the living dumbass. Nice. And the other one that really made me laugh as well was I was told to go back to Kenya and that I was a flat ass hoe. And they spell hoe H-O-E, so they don't even know grammar, but they want to abuse people. It's like keyboard warriors, isn't it? And you do get a thick skin. It doesn't actually mean anything. It doesn't actually mean anything. It's someone who doesn't know you saying stuff, which is probably more about the hurt that's in them. It's definitely been interesting. I once wrote 30 poems in 30 days. It was like a challenge that a group of us did on Facebook. And every day we posted a poem on Facebook and then we would kind of critique each other's work. And that was a feat. That was definitely no sleep. If I set a challenge like that, I kind of like to finish it and I don't like to drop out, and I'll like literally go full out until I have done it. I mean, there are other areas of my life which I wish I was that way in as well, but anyway, that's another story. That's another story about my own self-development. I just remember at the end of that just thinking in poems, like literally you just start to think in poems, think in a kind of poetic way all the time. I shall share a poem at the end of this segment as well. I wish I had done more cooking videos. I wish that the sun had come out a bit more often, which is why I've shot most of them on the stairs. But also, if I've been working all day, I can only film in the night. So I've had to use the natural light of the landing window. The other thing that I've been wanting to say, which no one cares about except me, I don't like ironing. So I will reach for the top that doesn't need ironing. And even though there's like 150 other tops which never get worn because they need ironing, I just wear the 3 that don't need ironing. So if you see me in the same t-shirt, the t-shirt be clean, but the t-shirt hasn't been ironed because it didn't need it. Oh dear. Before I share my poem, I also just want to quickly mention that I had a breakthrough in money and I had a breakthrough in trust, like really deep insights that have enriched my view of the world and myself in it. I normally tell this poem at the start of a set because it kind of like describes my whole deal of being a child of an Guyanese immigrant born and bred in the UK. The poem's called English Patois. I had roast pork for Sunday dinner. Pronouncing it poke, I could very well have been a sinner. I'd go poke, and they'd all laugh on the benches by the tennis court at St. Ursula's Convent School for Girls. She'd go, say it again. Amanda Goodyew, with her hair all blonde and cut into a wedge. And I'd go, pork, stressing the obvious, feeling exotic and a little bit mysterious. And they'd all laugh. This girl scrum of long hair, pig and ponytails, the kind that responded to a very light blowing of breeze, or even the very slight movement of a head. Thrown back in this case, the curve of a question mark in each creamy white neck. Why'd you say it like that? I gestured with my palms upturned. What, like poak? As I tried to change it up and say it different from my Guyanese mum and dad. As different as growing up with the sun so hot, white blonde rays on mud heads. As different from the low-lying mist and fog, as I skipped like an apparition along pavements. Poke, I'd go, listening to myself for the joke. Still on the bench, in the shadow of the court, the raisin in the rice pudding of convent school girls, all long hair, pig and ponytails, blonde and red through to brunette. Roast chicken, I laboured, roast lamb, and oh, she said, you mean roast pork? Anyway, I'm going to go and edit this video. Not sure what we're going to have tomorrow, maybe cooking. If you have any requests, let me know in the comments, like really get in there quick time because there's only one more to go. Thank you for watching. Thank you for making my day. Please give this video a thumbs up and share if you would like to. Subscribe if you're new to the Living Fruit, and welcome, welcome. I'll see you next time. And don't forget to keep reaching for those good feeling thoughts.